Hello, everyone. In this revision lesson today, we'll be discussing a couple of questions that would help us revise the issues and debates that are a part of our AS psychology syllabus. As you all would be aware, there are 5 different issues and debates that are a part of our syllabus, part of our AS psychology syllabus. To begin with, the first one is application of psychology to everyday life. The second one is the nature versus nurture debate. The third one is individual versus situational explanation. The fourth one is the usage of children in a psychological research, and the fifth one is using animals in a psychological research. So without any further ado, let's start off with this question that we have in front of us. And the question over here reads, explain why this study is from the social approach. By this study, we're referring to Milgram over here. You could write, the study was looking at an individual affects how an individual affects people's ability to be obedient, how an individual from the environment would affect another individual's ability to be obedient, right? So social approach. The experimenter would give prods to participants when they refuse to stop, to try to keep them giving larger and larger shocks. So we're talking about the social environment, how an individual from the immediate environment helped someone else, or rather say influence someone else, be more obedient. Now, moving on to the second question that we have over here. The second question over here reads, the study by Pilyavin et al. Is from the social approach. Okay, we know that. Outline 2 assumptions of the social approach using any example for each, right? Outline 2 assumptions of the social approach using any example of each. So this was a question that we had in March 2020. This is a 4-mark question. Having a look at this, the behavior or cognitions or emotions can be influenced by another individual. For example, in Milgram, the experimenter in the lab coat used prods to get them to continue to give electric shocks. So here is how you receive the first mark, and here is how you receive the second mark. Another example that we could use over here could be behavior, cognitions, or emotions can be influenced by groups. For example, in an emergency situation, people may believe other people are giving or calling for help, so just walk on by when they usually help. So this is what could possibly be used. This is just a revision lesson. This is just to help you recall, to help you reconnect the issues and debates with the core studies. Moving on to the third question. This third question over here reads, 2 friends, Brett and Mia, are discussing the Pilyavin et al. Study in terms of individual and situational explanations. Outline the debate about individual and situational explanations in psychology. So this is a 2-mark question, and this was tested in November 2018. Let's zoom it in again so that you all can read it better. So you're expected to outline the debate about individual and situational explanations in psychology. The individual side refers to behaviors from factors within the person, dispositional hypothesis, personality. Remember when I had said individual explanations have to do with the extent to which your personality affects your behavior. And on the other hand, as we speak about the situational explanation has to do with the extent to which the situation or the environment around you affects your behavior. So outline the debate about individual and situational explanation in psychology. The Here is when you wrote about the individual explanation. Moving on to the situational explanation now. The situational side refers to behaviors from factors in the external environment, could be home life, could be a carriage, or for the matter of fact, anything else, right? Anywhere else, rather. So, moving on, Mia believes the Pilyavin et al. Study supports the individual side of the debate, but yeah, but Brett believes it supports the situational side of the debate. Outline why you think either Brett or Mia is correct using evidence from the study. Using evidence from the study. Remember this. If you end up getting a question of this sort or this nature, you're expected to connect it to the to the information that has been provided to you. Like for instance, in this case, this is about Mia and what was the second name over here? Brett and Mia. Having a look at the side where we'd talk about how Brett was supporting the situation side of the debate, right? Now, moving on. When no model was present, every trial with the gain or ill victim, someone came to help. This suggests that situation of seeing an ill victim triggered helping behavior. This is how you receive the first mark. This is how you receive the second mark. Moving on, people did leave the critical area when no help was provided, which shows that the situation was too distressing, so they left to decrease the level of arousal. Again, remember, connecting or linking it is pretty important, right? So we're talking about the study that was conducted by Pilyavan et al. In the study that was conducted by Pilyavan et al., we're talking about two friends discussing that study and them debating over the debating over the extent to which this particular study supports the situational side of the debate or the study supports the individual side of the debate. Moving on, if we try taking sides with Brett Mia over here, when no model was present, every trial with the cane or ill victim, someone came to help. This could suggest that there is no certain type of personality who is willing to help out an ill victim. Again, this supports the individual side of the debate, how an individual's personality affects the behavior, right? So some did help, some did not. Remember that. So this could suggest that there is a certain type of personality who's willing to help out an ill victim, whereas others choose not to. Taking this a little further from here, another question from November 2018, variant B. Two friends, Amar and Bo, are discussing the Milgram study, obedience in terms of the debate about individual and situational explanation. Again, outlining the debate about individual and situational explanation psychology. The individual side refers to behaviors from factors within the person, that is disposition or personality. The situation side refers to behavior from factors in the external environment, that is example, your home life. Bo believes that the second part to this, Bo believes that Milgram study supports the individual side of the debate, but Amar believes it supports the situation side of the debate. So these are two friends. They're discussing Milgram study. They're having a debate over the extent to which the study that was conducted by Milgram supports the individual explanation or supports the situational explanation. So taking sides with Amar over here, all of the participants went to 300 volts as a minimum voltage. This could be due to the situation of having prods to keep them going to this level of volts. Now, I could go in detail, but I'm just trying to make it a little quick so that you might as well be able to revise this real quick. Moving on, the majority of participants obeyed the authority figure, that is, they went up to 450 volts. This could be due to a situation of having an authority figure or man in lab coat watching them. So here you get the first mark, here you get another, and another, and another. Now, remember, majority of the participants, that is 24 participants out of 60, out of 40, that makes it around 65% of the participants, they went all the way till 450 volts. Now, I'm able to say this because I remember the study. You'd be able to do these sort of questions, one, when you are when you know your core studies really well, and number two, you know your issues and debates well so that you're able to apply them. Moving on, taking sides with Bo here. All of the participants went to 300 watts as a minimum voltage. This could be due to a core personality people have, which makes them obedient to a certain point. Again, I'll pick up another color to differentiate the marks. Not all participants obeyed to the level of 450 watts. Some panicked, some remained calm. This shows that different people react differently, which is an individual factor and not the situation. Now, I hope this has helped. Moving on to another question. Explain one similarity and one difference between the study by Milgram and one other core study from the social approach. This is a typical 8-mark question. The question reads, explain, and this 8-mark question comes right before the 10-mark evaluative question. Remember this. Explain one similarity and one difference between the study by Milgram and any other core study from the social approach. Remember, so for this, you need to remember there were two more studies from the social approach. Apart from Milgram, the study that was conducted by Pilyavan and the study that has been a recent addition to the syllabus, that is the study by Perry et al. Now, since this is from an older syllabus, like this says May 2018, this is the study by Yamamoto et al. Is no more a part of the syllabus, but you could always put the study by Pilyav into use over here. I'm just opening this. I had another lesson recorded where we discussed, I believe, two questions, and they were on Pilyavin, if I may recall, and they were about how you should be able to do these 8-mark questions. So 4 marks available for similarity and 4 marks available for differences. Picking up another color. You could talk about similarity in terms of ethics, situational factors, controls, quantitative data. You could talk about differences in terms of settings, participants. Let the species part be, because this has to do with the study that is no more a part of our syllabus. So for a level 4 answer, the candidate has explained one similarity or difference between Milgram study and any other social study. Accurate knowledge and understanding is applied. There's a clear line of reasoning which is logically structured and thoroughly evaluated. Moving on, describe one assumption of social approach. And this is a question that we had in March 2018. This is a 2-mark question. Behavior, cognitions, and emotions can be influenced by groups or social contexts, or behavior can be influenced by groups. You write this, you get a single mark. Or if you write this thing, let me just remove this so that, yeah. So if you're writing it from here to here, you would get both the marks. Moving on. Studies in social psychology can be used to train military personnel. Describe how the procedure of the study by Milgram, obedience, could be applied to help with training. How this question is of 4 marks, and we had this in March 2018. Describe how the procedure of the study by Milgram could be applied to help with this training. Moving on. The experimenter wearing an authoritative uniform appeared to affect obedience. Therefore, the government needs to dress authority figures in a uniform that portray hierarchy or authority. We're talking about application of psychology to everyday life. The first amongst the 5 different issues and debates that are part of your AS psychology syllabus. So, or you could write, the prods ensured that the participants stayed on task throughout the study. Therefore, the government needs to have set sayings or protocol to ensure that soldiers follow the orders correctly. Get people in authority to give orders to soldiers, have a uniform for officers that show authority to soldiers to make them obey. So this is how you could answer this particular question. This is a question that you could have a question of a similar sort on this study or any other study in your CIs as well. Now, moving on. Having a look at this question, explain how one result from the study by Pilyavan et al. Supports individual explanation of helping behavior, and how one result supports the situational explanation of helping behavior. Now, questions of this sort recently, relatively recently, this is a question from November 2020. The Cambridge has exactly shown you how and what they're demanding. The reason why I have added this question to today's revision lesson is to show you how the CI could exactly show you what they want, so that you do not get distracted or derailed. So explain one result from the study by Pilyavan et al. That support the individual explanation of helping behavior, and how one result supports the situational explanation of helping behavior. Result that support the individual explanation of helping behavior. The observers recorded comments from people about their helping on non-helping behavior. Examples of their work: I wish I could help them, but I'm not strong enough, or it's for men to help. Explain how this supports the individual side of the debate. There are individual beliefs about the incident and can help to explain helping or non-helping behavior. Each person has a different take on the incident and decided what to be based on that, and decided to do whatever they did based on the individual opinion that they held. Hence, this is supporting the individual side of the debate. Moving on. Results that support the situational explanation of helping behavior. Only on 73% of trials did people help a black drunk victim, whereas for the others, they other 3 conditions, example white or drunk victim, on 100% of trials was help given when no model was present as well. So this supports this supports the idea that situation to quite an extent is responsible towards individuals behaving the way they do. Explain how clearly the situation that involved an interaction between a particular race and condition of victims stopped some people from helping the situation, had decreased helping behavior in people in those trials. Now you can always pause, and you might as well want to write this down, copy this down. This would help you understand what to expect in your CIs and understand how to score full marks. Another question that we have, real quick, I don't want to take a lot of time today. Outline, and we had this question in November 2020. The question over here reads, outline what is meant by individual and situation explanations of behavior using any examples. Do not refer to the study by Pilyavin et al. In your answer. Do not refer. Okay, do not refer. So the individual explanation, yeah, I have seen students missing on this do not part, and they do that when they're reading the question in a hurry, in a rush. Don't do that, right? Don't do that. Read your question thoroughly. So the individual explanation states that we behave of our personality. The individual explanation states that we behave because of our personality. For example, in the study by Pilyavin, the behavior of defined participants, this was quantitatively different, such as breaking off at 330 volts, 345 volts, 360 volts, and 375 volts, respectively, and qualitatively different, ranging from sweating to uncontrollable seizures. The situational explanation states that we behave because of our environment surround or our surroundings we have around us. For example, in the study by Bandura, children imitated the model later or because they had already witnessed or observed the model acting aggressively. Now, this has the reference of the study by Bandura that is a part of the learning approach. Moving on, yeah, this has to do with Holzel et al. A real quick revision on this as well. Let's just do this in another lesson. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you.